everyone. This is it. This is the moment I think you've all been waiting for, and we have been waiting for a long time. With me today, we have Mine Lee, and then actually, who's our Bootcamp product manager. Hey, Mine.
Hi, everybody. Good.
All right. And so if you are a current student of Nucamp, you probably recognize Mine's voice, maybe her face. It's really fantastic to have to have everyone here. I'm Ludo Fourage, founder, and I like to call myself the Chief Magician Officer, making everything real. And so we're going to announce a new bootcamp today, something that we've been working on for quite a while.
Hi, everybody. Good.
Hello. And so if you are a current student, Mine, that's you probably recognize Mine's voice, maybe. There you go. Yeah, that's the echo of Mine playing it. So we're going to announce a new bootcamp. We actually ran a survey quite a few months ago to figure out, okay, what were we going to work on next? And the survey was very unanimous, saying we need to work on this bootcamp next. So we're going to do the reveal right now. Mine, are you ready? You think we're ready to do it?
I'm ready.
You're ready for it? Okay.
I think we're ready.
Oh, no. There's one slide before we do it. Okay, so this is our current curriculum. This is the way things have been for almost 2 years now. We will invite students to start with the 4 weeks Web Development Fundamentals Bootcamp. And once you will have done that, you will be invited to continue to pursue either front-end web development or full-stack web development. Oh, come on. Yeah, Pupi, we're going there. We're going there. Hello, Audrey. I can see you. So I need to say before actually we make the big reveal, this is going to be a split live stream. For the first 30 minutes, we're going to go over the new curriculum. And for the last 30 minutes, we're going to be doing a Q&A. So you'll be able to ask all your questions during the Q&A during the last 30 minutes of this live stream. So ask your questions on YouTube, ask your questions on Facebook, and we'll be able to actually answer them live with myself and Mine. All right, so I think it's the next slide, Mine. So let's go for the big reveal.
Sure.
The new Nucamp Bootcamp is backend, SQL, and DevOps with Python. It's a 16 weeks curriculum that you're going to be able to register actually as soon as this live stream is over. It's a very back-end oriented curriculum, as you can tell. And I'm going to ask Mine to actually walk you through the details of that curriculum. So Mine, all yours.
Live so much. I usually do the videos in the background and edit them before you guys can see them. It's great to see you all here. Thanks for joining us. So this might be a little bit different from what you imagined when we talked about a Python bootcamp, because what this is going to be is more of a software engineering, introduction to software engineering bootcamp, where you get to learn what it's like to be a software engineer, what kind of things that you're going to run into. So in the first course, which is a 5-week course for Python fundamentals, data structures and algorithms, you're going to learn about programming in Python. You're going to learn all the same things that you did for JavaScript, which is, how to use variables and functions and loops and all those great things like that. And then you're going to apply that in learning data structures, how to do object-oriented programming with classes, and how to do common algorithms like searching and sorting and so forth. So that's going to be very fast-paced. You're going to learn a lot in 5 weeks. Then after that, you're going to go straight into SQL with Python. SQL is a structured query language, which is for databases. And here you're going to learn a lot about just database theory, especially specifically relational databases. And you're going to learn about data modeling. You're going to learn about SQL queries like select and so forth, using Postgres, which is an open source variant of SQL that's very popular. You're going to learn a little bit about using Flask, which is a framework for Python. You're going to learn how to interact with Postgres SQL with Python, and then you're going to learn some fun stuff like data visualization exercises and so forth. So you're just going to learn a ton about databases in 4 weeks. Then right after that, well, after a break of a week, you're going to go into modern software engineering with DevOps. And this is going to be a great course. It's another 4 weeks. You're going to learn about the software development life cycle. You're going to learn about different methodologies for developing software, like waterfall and agile and so forth. And you're going to learn about all these modern tools and practices that are used in DevOps, such as, Git you're already familiar with, but Docker, which is containerization, Kubernetes for container orchestration, and just CI/CD, which stands for continuous integration, continuous development or deployment, sorry. And then you're also going to learn a lot about deployment, which I know that a lot of you wish that we had more deployment in the web dev courses. So you're going to learn a lot about that in this course. How's that, Ludo? Is that pretty good?
That was fantastic. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
great.
And I've been enjoying reading all the comments. You should probably take a few minutes to go through them as well. Lots of comments about your voice, which I agree is so warming and really so helpful to learn. One thing I want to also highlight in this curriculum is we've really made sure that, given it's really focused around software engineering principles and deployment, that we will really enable students to be familiar with all 3 major clouds. And this is a big deal. We are going to make sure that at the end of this bootcamp, every student has a Microsoft Azure, an Amazon AWS, and a Google Cloud account, and then also publish and deploy, have experience publishing and deploying to those clouds. And we're actually going to bring that concept of really tackling the 3 clouds also in the full stack curriculum. We're going to add more modules there. And so that's very much a big deal because, sometimes you're going to find curriculums that just touch on one cloud providers. Well, we're going to touch on all 3 all the time moving forward. All right, let's continue on. What it does very much is it extends our current bootcamp offerings. You will start to discover if programming is for you with the web development fundamentals. You will move into full stack web and mobile development. And there, people have already actually mentioned that it's a lot of front end. Really, right now, full stack web and mobile development is a lot of front end web development with Bootstrap, React, React Native. And then we have a 4 weeks module at the end that touches on back end. What we are doing here is we are kind of expanding that greatly with the backend SQL and DevOps with Python, adding 16 weeks of backend development, but then, of course, adding then another layer with Python, and then another layer with SQL. And do current students get a fabulous discount? Renee, we're going to get to that answer pretty soon. I really love seeing all the comments. Thank you so much, everyone. So think about that as extended backend, 16 more weeks, touching on all 3 clouds, then really learning both JavaScript and Python. A full spectrum of software engineering, I would say, from beginning to end. All right, so why would you want to learn backend with Python? As we all know, one of the main reasons for people to doing coding bootcamps and joining Nucamp is there's a job opportunity at the end. And so if you just take a look, and this data was from 2 days ago on ZipRecruiter, if you type in backend Python developer and AWS, you'll find 78,000 jobs. If you type in backend Python developer on Azure, you're going to get 64,000 jobs in the US. And then if you type in 43,000 jobs in the US for, if you type in backend Python developer Google, you're going to find 43,000 jobs in the US. And it's quite interesting because this is, also how those three cloud providers stack in terms of popularity and revenue and market share. But there's a ton of job opportunities in the market for Python and backend tied into those three cloud providers. Do alumni get discounts as well? Jared is asking. We're going to get to that in a second. All right. Let's move on. Of course, taking the Python backend curriculum gives you access afterwards to our career services. These are not changing. They're still there. We've made a few announcements around that space in terms of how we actually update those numbers daily. I could spend the whole day watching and reading those chats. It's going to be quite difficult to answer them all, but please continue. We're going to do our best in about, I say, 10 minutes now. So career services still very much there for you after joining and graduating from the backend curriculum. I would just recommend everyone to just, do the full thing. Start with the 4 weeks, then go to full stack, then take the Python. You'll have such an impressive learning background when you do that. So, and then you'll get into the career services that we have to offer that are updated daily in terms of impact. All right. Yeah, and I'm seeing a question here. Let me actually just answer that one because it's a good one. Can I just take Python without taking everything else? Yes, absolutely. You can just register to Python, and we'll touch a little bit more on that as we go into the Q&A. Okay. You're going to be able to register to this bootcamp in about 15 minutes from now. So you'll want to go to the website, refresh the page, and the very first delivery, it's going to be on August 9th. August 9th is going to be a private delivery. It's going to be the very first one. So we're going to invite people, you all on this webcast, as well as alumni, to join that one cohort. And the expectation is it's going to be the very first one, the full experience, but we may have some rough edges, so you're going to help us out. And then after that, September 13th, October 18th, November 22nd is when you're going to be able to join, everyone is going to be able to join the next cohorts. The pricing, it's listed here. It's very much the same as the front end right now. It's $370 per month for 4 months. We're going to have the same Fair Student Agreement that will allow you to join for $10 a month. So everything will be available to you as well. All right. So that August 9th delivery is a private delivery. In order to register, you're going to need this coupon code, PI private. Is going to unlock the ability to register. Without it, you will not be able to register. That coupon code is for you. It's for the people on this webcast. It's for the alumni of Nucamp. On top of that, you're going to get a 15% discount because it's going to be the very first delivery, and you're going to really help us also make sure that the next delivery is going to be even better. But the content is all going to be there. Everything you can expect from Nucamp is going to be there. We only have 50 students at this time. And so you probably don't want to wait too long. Again, as I said, the registration is going to be open and available in about 15, 20 minutes. And you're going to have the full experience. So PI private will be the coupon code to use. Let me actually now push it to production, and it's going to happen very soon. Boom. So I just pushed the new bootcamp to production right now. All right. Now, there's been a ton of questions And Minnie, I just realized that was your slide. Sorry for actually getting over excited and going over it. A lot of questions on the chat about, okay, what are we going to do for alumni? So you will think that could be it. It's not. The curriculum, this curriculum, 16-week worth of curriculum, is going to be made available for free to our past graduates. If you're graduating or if you have graduated before the first delivery, August 9th, you will be automatically enrolled into the curriculum. Now, there's an asterisk. That is the curriculum only. So meaning you're not going to get into a classroom of 12 students. You're not going to, be graded. You won't receive the certificate, but the full 16 weeks curriculum will be made available to you free of charge. And when we were saying, lifetime access, we didn't think about this, but then we're like, well, wouldn't it be a great thing? So we're doing it. We're making the whole curriculum free of charge for past graduates. And yeah, we're pretty happy about being able to do that. As I said, again, if you want the full experience, if you want to be with an instructor, if you want to be graded, if you want to receive the certificate, you're going to need to register and just enroll into the bootcamp. But if you just want to learn, if you just want to supplement what we've already given you, you can just take the content. That's going to be released as we release the courses, so you're not going to have access to everything at once. So it's going to be released on August 9th, like with everything else. Hugo is asking, why not to current students? Yes, if you're graduating before August 9th, you'll have access to it. If you graduate August 14th, I'm pretty sure we're going to be able to make it work as well. And it is for both front-end and back-end graduates indeed. So I think we're going to actually switch to a Q&A pretty quick. So yes, so we are actually now going to take all your questions. Let me do this. So there we go. Here we are. So Minnie, there's been a ton of chat. What should we start to answer right now? And let me see where we are right now. Oh, no, it's not deployed just yet. Okay, so there's one question here that I'm seeing. It's PY private. So let me type it in. PI private. Python private is the coupon code. Okay, PY private. Okay, do you see a question, Mina? And we probably want to go scroll back up and see what everyone.
I think you've been doing such a great job of answering all the questions as they come up that I'm having a hard time finding one that you haven't answered that I can answer. I think mostly it's been questions about whether students who are currently enrolled but won't graduate until after that deadline will get discounts or have access and so forth. Oh, let's see.
So the discount is very much just for that one private launch on August 9th. It's really to recognize that this is going to be the very first one. There will not be a discount beyond, the traditional discounts that Nucamp does on an ongoing basis. So the early bird discount will apply. Also, we tend to do discounts also, for Black Friday and Cyber Monday. So you may actually get a discount then, but no additional discount for past graduate.
I see a question from Liz Edie, I'm not sure how to say that. And I actually can't scroll back in the chat with the timestamps that we have. So I don't know. Let's see, Liz, 10/20/22. At 10/20, she asked the total length of time for the entire program, all classes. You see that one? Yeah.
Yes.
So the total length of time for the Python bootcamp, you have 16 total weeks that it's going to take you, with 13 weeks of course content and then breaks in between. and a week after the course before your graduation. So it would take you 16 weeks. You would set aside 16 weeks for that. If you're trying to take everything, starting with web dev fundamentals and going through the full bootcamp, which includes the front end bootcamp, take you, and the Python bootcamp, that's I believe 42 weeks total, including the break weeks.
That's right.
That's everything. That's almost a year.
Yes, almost a year. So I see a question here from Carol. My cohort ends on the 14th. Can I overlap that last week? And Mine, is it me or is it you who's freezing on the stream right now? You seem to have, we'd have lost you, Mine. I think, yeah. Your video is off now. I don't know. So my cohorts end on the 14th. Can I overlap? It's a great question. We didn't look into that in particular. I will say I will recommend against it in a way. But I mean, if it's just one Saturday workshop, obviously you're not going to be able to attend both. I'll leave it to you. I'll leave it to you to make the call, to be honest with you. I mean, it's not ideal, obviously, but it's not that big of a deal either, especially if it's just one workshop, the last one of full stack, for example. Yeah, I mean, are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can at least hear you. The video seems to be.
Oh no. Okay.
That's okay.
I see a question from Harold, 1022. Will alumni doing the free self-paced curriculum be able to have access to the Slack channel for support? Yes, you'll have full access to the Slack channel. You'll be able to ask questions and get support like any other student.
That's right. That's right. What you will not get if you just take the content that's going to be free is you will not get dedicated instructor support. You will not be grouped into a classroom with 12 students. Your assignments will not be graded, and therefore you will not get the certificate. So if you want all that, you will need to register. But if you just want to learn, if you just want to acquire new knowledge, you're very welcome to just take the whole thing at your own pace. Question from Jared. So can we get one-on-one chats with career services? Yes, when actually you are enrolled, you are provided a Calendly link that allows you to schedule a 30-minute conversation with career coaches. It's on you to schedule that. The career coach is not going to schedule it on your behalf. You have to schedule it with the career coach. All right. Mini, are you still there with us?
I'm here. Am I still frozen in your end?
Yeah, you're still frozen. The video is frozen. But that's okay. As long as we can hear you.
Do I look really crazy? Like in the freeze frame?
Yeah, it's a freeze frame. Let me do this and this. No, same thing. So folks, let me actually share the screen again because I have something to show you. Hold on. All right, so the curriculum is now live. It's there. I'm not in Baton Rouge. I'm actually closer to Bellevue. And so you can now register. We give you a small warning. And if you put in PI private here, it's going to unlock the payment and apply the discount. So it is ready for you to register. Okay, Mine, what else could we answer here?
Let's see. So many questions. I think I see a lot of questions, a lot of different questions about people who are graduating after that time. Will they get any kind of discount or access to the course without the instructors?
Yeah, so if you're graduating after August 9th, and I guess we'll grandfather in the people who graduate on August 14th, You will just have to register to the full experience. The access to the curriculum is very much a gesture for past graduates, people who actually joined us before we had that curriculum. There will not be a grandfathering of past that, and so you'll have, if you're graduating after that, you'll have to just register and take the full experience. All right.
Someone's asking, is it better, T.FO, is it better to do full stack before the Python Bootcamp? Do you see that one?
No.
1026? 1026.
Okay. There we go. Yeah, let me take that one. So sure. Right now you can't. That's the issue. So right now you will have to wait until August, or actually even potentially September. It's a great opportunity also to take the Python after the full stack bootcamp, given that right now full stack is really just 4 weeks of backend. So it does greatly expand on that backend focus by taking the Python curriculum. Python, the curriculum does go over data structures and algorithm. And so if you're a complete newbie, if you really haven't spent too much time really programming, I think down the line, there's going to be an opportunity to start with Python and then finish with full stack. But you can really think about those approaches kind of being interchangeable for different reasons. You could start with front end, finish with the 4 weeks module of full stack on backend, and then continue on with backend and Python and do the deployment and all that. So you can go either way. Oh, Giovanni's providing his referral code. That's kind of cheating, Giovanni. I will not do that. Yeah, but okay, smart as well.
So Zandra pointed out there's a question about, does this course have a prerequisite? Is it for beginners? So the Python Bootcamp is, as Ludo just mentioned, it's being imagined for beginners, much like the Web Dev Fundamentals Bootcamp. So no, there is no prerequisite.
No prerequisite. Besides, I would say really being comfortable with computers. So it's the same prerequisites than joining the 4 weeks bootcamp. Oh, that's a good question here, because you just registered for the 4 weeks of fundamentals. Yes, you will actually, the code is the one that we just shared. So you have, of everyone who's actually has access to this, has the code and can join. Making the curriculum free is for people who've graduated from front end or full stack, not for people who just did the 4 weeks fundamentals.
I see a question about is Django going to be taught for Python? And we are going to use it a little bit, but that's going to be, that's a whole different rabbit hole. So we'll touch upon it, but we're not going to go deep into it.
Yeah. So we're gonna, and some of that is still in flux, but we're gonna touch on Django and we're gonna touch on Flask as well.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
I see a question about can you use Linux? We will not support it, just like with the web dev courses, but you can use it. We'll be supporting Mac OS and Windows 10.
All right. Oh, yeah, so much. So let me see. Let me put. I'm starting from the end actually now. How long will it be available? It will be available forever, I will say. So right now we've actually provisioned deliveries up to the end of 2021, but we'll add new deliveries for 2022. So you can actually plan, if you're just starting, you can really do the sequence: web dev, full stack, Python. If you're planning on starting later, like in the August timeframe, you could do web dev, Python, and then full stack. Or you could do Python, web dev, and then full stack. We'll provide more guidance actually in August on, once everything is available and you can attend and you can decide and choose, we'll provide more guidance on, what kind of sequence we will recommend taking. All right.
I see a couple people asked about is there a syllabus available? And as soon as the registration page goes live, which I don't think it's live yet, that's going to have all the information. Topics will be covered.
It is live, but I don't think actually it's a great point. I don't think we have the syllabus. I just think that's one of the things we still have outstanding to do. So the syllabus will be published. But yeah, the registration is just live now. Or is it not for you? Mine, it's not working? If you refresh your page, can you see it?
If I could have, oh yeah, that was just now. Yeah, I refreshed it now and I see it.
Cool. All right, already registered. Yeah.
It's not a full syllabus, but it at least shows you the topics that are being covered. It gives you a description of the courses.
Yeah. Does this mean the front end is going away? No, it doesn't go away. But you have to wonder if you actually want to take front end and not just take full stack. And when you're looking at the full offerings that we have, it is true that the recommendation will be web dev fundamentals 4 weeks to get a feeling, Python to go deep on Python, and then full stack for front end plus back end as well. So you still will be able to register for front end, but the relevance of that bootcamp will actually kind of diminish, I will say. All right. Great question. How will the past alumni will have self-paced access? We'll actually add you automatically to it. So one day around August, when we are ready to launch, you'll just see that course appearing on your Learn dashboard, and you'll have access to it. All right. Yeah, I think the syllabus is probably not the right one. I don't think we have actually the syllabus ready. That's a good catch. So we're gonna fix that pretty soon. Oh, Jared, I saw your post earlier. Are more coding bootcamps like .NET and C# or something else? Not at the moment, but what you can imagine is this bootcamp is opening the door for data science bootcamp. And we've picked Python and we've picked Postgres for that reason as well. So you can think that down the line, we'll have a data science bootcamp. And we know also, I mean, when we did the survey, there was a lot of interest in UI UX, so we'll probably also invest in that space. But nothing ready. We haven't started any work on those two fronts, so I wouldn't expect that quickly. All right. What else do you see?
This is coming in like hotcakes.
Yeah, I see one. I say from Liz 80, how can I speak to a live person directly with questions? Go to the website, hit the chat button. You're going to be able to have a live chat. We also have at the bottom of our page, we have a link at the very bottom of our website, schedule a call with an advisor. And so you can schedule a 30-minute conversation with an advisor then. And you know what? This is a great question. Why is it so hard to speak to someone when you call Nucamp? Because that's one of the ways that we reduce our cost. We don't have someone sitting waiting for the phone to ring. If you want to talk to us, the best way to do it is to email us or chat online using the chat button or schedule a call. We don't have someone waiting behind the counter and waiting for the phone to ring. And that's also one of the decisions that we've made to reduce our cost. And so, yes, that's the answer to this.
Did you answer the payment plan question already? There's been a couple of questions about whether this will work with the same payment plan that the full stack has.
I did not, but that's a great question. It's going to be covered exactly like everything else. So you're going to have an interest-free payment plan, about $370 a month for 4 months. And then I think it's already live. You have the Fair Student Agreement that allows you to register for $10 a month. That is not available for the August 9th delivery, though. Just so you know, the August 9th delivery, you cannot register to it using the $10 a month plan. You will have to wait for September for that.
See, I see that Jacob asked if we have any plans to update the current front-end bootcamp in the future. And yes, we have many plans to update it. after, most likely you'll see that after the Python Bootcamp goes live, but we will continuously update all the bootcamps to keep them current.
Yeah,
and you'll have perpetual access to those updates as well as a graduate.
That's right. Know people to speak with and know where to register. So yes, you can speak with us. Just schedule a call and we'll speak with you and we'll help you register if you have trouble registering. You can register online either using a student loan via Climb or a credit card. And if you need other ways, then yeah, send us an email. We'll respond as well. I mean, we'll make sure that we answer your questions. Absolutely. Okay.
Let's see.
Let me see.
Jacob asks, with the Python Bootcamp, do you have to be a math genius? That's a 1035. No, you don't have to be a math genius.
You have to
maybe it would help.
No, yeah. I mean, and it's an interesting preconception that to be a software engineer, you have to be a math genius. If you want to build the kernel of Windows, yeah, you probably need to be very good, or kernel of Linux. You probably need to be very good in math and science in general. But that's not what this is about. This is about building websites, building mobile apps, building backend services. And no, you need to be logical. You need to think logically. You need to be able to create algorithms, and we'll teach you that. But it's nowhere near the complexity of math. So someone is reminding us that we promised a 25% discount. And I remember that promise because I made it, and then I forgot about it. And so we're going to make it right. We're going to absolutely make it right, and we're going to fix this. And I'll make sure that we have a 25% discount for the people who pick the right outcome. Thank you for mentioning it, because we're a small team and we're doing a ton of stuff. And this one, yeah, we're gonna do it. We're gonna make it right, and we'll send an email. I'll say in the next 7 days to the people who picked the right bootcamp with a 25% discount. Absolutely. And we still have obviously those emails, so we'll do that.
I see that several people have asked about in-person classes, or whether this will be in-person or online. Do you want to answer that, Ludo?
Yes, and I don't know where that is, but so we are planning to offer in-person again, hopefully in the fall. We're not 100% sure. And so, we're working on that. We don't have a great answer for you. Here's the challenge with going back to in-person that every coding bootcamp is facing right now. There are still state rules out there that says that if one person is sick, then you have to shut down. And so that's taking a huge amount of risk and a huge amount of expense if to actually open something in person, to having the risk at any point, any time, to just having to shut down again. And so that's really what's hanging over everybody's head right now in the industry is, okay, if I hire back those instructors, if they're all in person, if I pay the lease again, what are the risks of us having to shut down in 2 weeks or 3 weeks and you don't know when? So that's what's happening right now. But we absolutely want to bring back in person. I would say don't make your plans based on that, because we don't know when it's going to be actually possible. But yeah, Anuja rules. Nucamp coding bootcamp Tacoma. Interesting. All right. Okay, so what time will the August Start workshop open on Saturday? Yeah, 9 a.m. 9 a.m. in your region. So if you register in Eastern region or on a city that is on the East Coast, that's going to be 9 a.m. Pacific, 9 a.m. Pacific time. Some students living in the Eastern time zone will register in Pacific so that they can have a little bit more sleep in the morning. So think about that as well.
Will you still offer online classes after the fall regardless? I believe the answer is yes, right, Ludo?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Online will always be available. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Randy. Love you guys. We love you too. Okay. This is awesome. So Hey, Anuja, you're probably online, right? Anuja fan club president here. Awesome.
I
So
see
let
Jose.
me have a quick look. How many people register for Python now? Oh my God.
What do we have?
I'm counting 17 people so far.
All right, so we're getting close to that 50 max.
Well, the 50 is gonna be achieved pretty fast, probably. Okay.
Do we accept crypto? As far as I know, we don't, right?
Oh, I would love
Do
to.
we?
I would love to. Send me
You'd
your
love
Ether.
That's the
No,
only
we don't. We don't at this time. But yeah, that I'd love to. I'd love to. I mean, if anyone wants to pay in crypto, it will be Ether. And I don't know if I will. If you were holding Ether right now, I will keep it. I will not use it to pay for anything. That's just my opinion.
Let's see.
Sally, it's not at 50 yet. No, but we'll actually wonder. It's not automatic. We may not extend it, or we may. We want to make sure that we have the right number of students to give the feedback to our content producers and stuff. So yeah, but we may. I mean, if we are reaching 50 too fast, yeah, we may actually extend and add more seats.
I see Rashad asking, how do we register? That's a great question. So you go to nucamp.co, go up to bootcamps. You might have to refresh, and then you'll see backend SQL and DevOps with Python.
Yeah,
so nucamp.co.
Let me demo it again then. This. So let me demo. So this is our website. If you mouse over Bootcamps, you should see it here. If it's not showing here, just hit refresh. If it's still not showing, you can force a refresh, like Shift F5 on Windows. And so if you go there, if this is not your city, then pick your city, and then you'll be able to register here, because everyone on this call will be able to register. What you'll need to do is, well, you see, Bellevue, 2 people are registered in Bellevue already. You'll need to put PI private here. And when you do that, the 15% is going to be applied, and you're going to be able to, I mean, you're going to have to feed everything else, obviously, and there we go. This one is for you, Mine.
Yes, my voice probably sounds a little bit familiar.
You're the lady from the video. That's a good one. Can I do, so there's another question from Yaz. Can I do 2 bootcamps at the same time? No, you cannot. That's something actually you really cannot, because you cannot be in 2 places at once. And on Saturday mornings, you're going to be busy attending a workshop. And yeah, you will not be in 2 places at once. Ludo, any option for current students to pay only for the content? So I'm assuming you're talking about the students who are not going to be grandfathered and have access to the content for free. So it's a great question, because we don't have a great answer right now, but I see what you're saying. We don't have a self-paced offering right now. Like, it's either you don't have access to the content, or you join or bootcamps that has a start date and end date, 12 students. We don't have anything in between that will just say, you know, join the content, and maybe just ask when you're ready to be graded, and then we just grade it, and then you can just move at your own pace, you know, and it could take a year, it could take 2 weeks. We don't have that offering right now, and it's been mentioned quite a bit, and it's not yet in our plans to work on that, but I definitely see the relevance of it, and so maybe we'll think about adding something like that in the future, but we don't have it at this time, unfortunately, Hugo. But it's a great point. Great point.
Okay, I see a couple of questions from Amanda 1045 and also from Kira Kelly at 1043 that are both asking kind of the same thing. Is this going to be added to the your existing Web Dev Bootcamp? And just to clear that up, no, this is going to be a separate bootcamp. You will have to register separately for this. It's not going to be added to the Web Dev Bootcamps.
That's right. Question from Todd: how long is the discount good for? So this one, the 15% discount, it is good until there's no more seats available. So it's for all 50 students who register. It's going to be good for that. If we decide to add more seats afterwards, I think we'll still also keep the 15% discount. But it's not a given just yet. Great question, QS Amar. How do you pay in full? Just email Anuja here or studentadmin@nucamp.co. Sorry. So register first and then email studentadmin@nucamp.co, and we'll charge your card for the remainder. And so then you'll have paid in full. And by the way, I'm vaccinated twice, so don't worry about me. I'm coughing, but that's nothing to do with COVID. Thank you, Stephanie. Gorgeous white kitty. Yes, I've seen him go in the background. We have a black one as well. And the name of that white kitty is Lupin, like the show. Okay.
I've seen a couple people ask if their seat can be saved because they can't register right now with the discount, and I don't believe that's possible, but maybe Ludo can shed more light on that. You gotta register for that first cohort.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's no way for us to save any seats. The only way to save a seat is to actually register for it. So, but the good news is we have a new delivery every 5 weeks. So if you can't pay right now for this one, whenever you're ready, we'll have a delivery that will be no further than 5 weeks away.
And if you feel like your question has not been answered, feel free to ask it again in the chat because we may have just missed it. So apologies if you missed your question. There's a lot of text coming in. When will the Python Bootcamp start? From Mark, August 9th. Looks like you already got an answer.
Yeah. That's an interesting question here. I don't see any spaces for DC area. Do you need to be in the area to register? So let me actually check, because no, you should see it. So if I go to Washington, DC, register. No, there's plenty of space. So Amanda, just go to Washington and register there. By doing that, by the way, so we're online, as you know, but if you register in your city versus in the Pacific time zone, you'll be grouped with other students in your city. Is the August session closed? The August session is not closed. You have to use the coupon code, and I'm going to show it again to you, the coupon code to register. So you'll have to type in here PI private, unlock the registration, and apply the 15% discount. Okay, what else are you seeing?
Let's see. The question about Django came up a couple more times, so you may have missed it earlier when we answered that. We're not going into Django in depth, but we will touch upon it, as well as Flask.
Jacob is asking, how come those that graduated can't have their assignments graded at the end? So I'm not 100% sure about what you mean, Jacob, but let me take a stab at it, though. I think it may be referring to the free access to the curriculum, where past graduates of front-end bootcamp or full-stack bootcamp are going to have free access to the curriculum, but in that they're not going to have things graded for that. If you want grading, certificates, instructor support, you'll have to register. The purpose of giving you access to the content for free is there's a ton of value in just learning Python and backend. And so we're going to give you that opportunity as a past graduate to have access to the full curriculum, just for the purpose of you learning more about Python and backend. And it's a matter of cost as well. I mean, for us to grade, for us to give you a certificate, that means we have to hire instructors to do that, and there's a cost associated with it. And so that cost is typically, covered when someone registers as part of the of a traditional delivery of the bootcamp, I would say.
Seeing a question from Andy V that just came in. Do you have to complete the front end or full stack? Do you see that one?
No, but sorry. PY private. Yeah, PI. Is it me? That's my French coming through. Okay.
1050. Oh, sorry.
1030. 1030 is the question?
No, 1050.
1050. All right.
Andy V.
Yeah.
Do you have to complete the front end or full stack before starting the back end? Actually, no. The recommended course, the track that we would like you to take is Web Dev Fundamentals, the 4 weeks, and then the back end with Python, and then the Web Dev if you're going to be taking all of them.
Yeah, so you can actually, because Python is really targeting beginners, you can pretty much take it anytime. And until, for a few months, because it's starting in September, you probably want to add Python at the end, but then you'll be able also to start with it if you wanted to in September. Oh, that's a great question from Amanda. Do you recommend this class for students who are just finishing the full stack course, or should we try to get into the workforce first? It's really your decision, to be honest with you, because after finishing full stack, you are ready to apply to positions. And as you know, I think Stephanie made a great testimonial of how she actually got a job after full stack. So you can decide to start applying. You can decide to start applying and enroll, or you can decide to not start applying and do that just after you're finishing Python. What I will say about that as well is all our programs are part-time, so nothing really prevents you from enrolling into Python after finishing full stack and during doing a job search. What I will say about that is the more subject areas you're going to be learning and touch, the more comfortable and confidence you're going to be building. Knowing more stuff is really going to help with your confidence level, because suddenly you'll be very familiar with more of what you're seeing in job descriptions, for example. And suddenly SQL, Python, DevOps, CI/CD, AWS, all of that, as you read that in the job description, you're going to be like, oh yeah, check, 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 check. And your confidence level is going to go up.
A question from Renee. Yeah.
No, go ahead.
There's a question from Renee at 1052. Can we reapply for a scholarship for the Python class if we've already received one for the full stack class?
The answer, I believe, is yes. The scholarships don't stack up for the same bootcamp, but you can have a scholarship for each bootcamp that you're attending. Okay. So question from Z, which is, okay, so alumni get access to future content, but not the live course. There you go. That's exactly what we're saying. The content, but not the live delivery of the bootcamp.
Unless you register, in which case you do get the live course.
Exactly. Oh, that's a good question as well. Kita Kelly, if I apply for the September 13th cohort and I have to retake React from my current cohort, can I change my start date after I've paid? 100% yes. You can absolutely do that. And there's no cost because the bootcamp will not have started yet. So you can actually register now for September 13th. And as long as you are not rescheduling past September 13th, you can push it out at no cost to November, I can't remember, like 19th, maybe it was, or actually it's here, to October 18th. So yeah, at no cost, you'll be able to do that as long as you do it before September 13th. We're at 25 registrations now.
Wow.
And you should know that we're sending a follow-up email right after the end of this webcast. So you really have the primer on all of this. Cool.
So Mark at 1054 asks if I am currently in the front-end bootcamp. Is it a good decision to jump into Python bootcamp or full stack? I would say it'd be a lot easier to go from front-end to full stack, because the full stack bootcamp is just one additional course added to the front-end bootcamp. The back-end with Node.js, Express, and MongoDB, and it would be better continuity to go from front end to full stack and then go to Python if you're already in front end. Would you agree with that, Ludo?
Yeah, no, totally. Because if you're deciding to register for Python, that means you want to make an investment in backend. And it will be too bad to miss 4 weeks of backend using Node.js, Express, and MongoDB, especially since you're going to learn so much about backend. So if you're making an investment in backend and you're deciding between front-end and full stack, absolutely take full stack, because then you'll have the full gamut of backend using both Python and JavaScript. And so, yeah, absolutely, Mine.
Let's see. Andy asks at 10:56. So for the full experience at Nucamp, the roadmap should be 4 weeks, fundamentals, backend with Python, and then full stack. That would be correct. You can technically take the backend at any point, but that is our recommended route.
That's right. And you could also start with backend.
Right.
You could start with that and then transition into JavaScript world with the 4 weeks fundamental. We kind of like recommending the 4 weeks fundamental as the start, because it really helps a ton of people just knowing if that's something they like, if that's something they want to pursue. So instead of making a commitment up front for 16 weeks, you just make a commitment up front for 4 weeks, and then you can decide. This is awesome. So we are 3 minutes away. So this is a good one. I believe the answer is yes. Joseph from will this cover automation testing? Yes, right. CI/CD is all about automation testing, and so we'll be talking about that as well.
Okay.
Question. So are people job ready after graduating full stack? Absolutely yes. Go to our website. Let me actually show it here. These are our current numbers, but most inspiring, I will say, all those students have graduated either from front end or full stack, and we're adding a story every week right now. So you can read their stories. It's super inspiring. And as I said, they have all graduated from either front end or full stack at this time, and they're getting jobs in the industry. Stephanie is here, kind of proving it. Stephanie, how does it feel to see yourself on a live stream like that and on a website? Thank you for the testimonial again, Stephanie.
Let's see. Right.
Karen, the answer is yes. Your backend ends in July. You'll have access to the new course with no teacher and no certificate to pick under the hood starting August 9th. Now, you won't have access to all modules because we're actually, they will not be ready, all of them, on August 9th. But you'll have access to the one that will be starting on August 9th.
I see some people asking what kind of testing tools we used, and we'll be using PyTest.
There you go. All right. So, hey, we're kind of getting to the end of our live stream. Mine, thank you so much for joining me today and help me answer all those questions. Mine is leading the development of the bootcamp right now. We have a team of 7, 8 people right now working on that.
Sounds about right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think 7, and then 8. 8. You're right. 8 people.
Yeah. So 8 people are working on the bootcamp right now. We're super excited by the content. All the people working on it are also instructors, so you'll get to actually know them and meet them online on our Slack channel. Thank you everyone for joining. It's 11 o'clock here in Pacific time. We are at 26 registrations out of 50. Thank you for the feedback. Thank you for appreciating all the work that everyone is doing in the team. And I'm looking forward to seeing you online on Slack. As I said, ping me on Slack the minute you join, okay? Take care, everyone.
So nice to chat with you all.